Anushna, and I'm going to be talking about how to effectively study during online learning. So potentially the most important thing to do when studying online is to create a dedicated study area, because I think that having a physical boundary between your workspace and your relaxing space can be really helpful to kind of stay focused and contain any kind of academic stress to the study space. It doesn't have to be particularly big, so for me, I just make sure that my desk is my study space, and so I'm not working on my bed or downstairs on the sofa or anywhere that I kind of would also relax, because it's just creating in your head a clear line between working and relaxing. Obviously, this could be hard if you're living with other people, but I think establishing boundaries or maybe allocating time, so at this time I'm going to be using the kitchen table, and ensuring that you won't be disturbed is really important. And tied to creating a study space is ensuring that you keep it tidy. Personally, I find it really hard to work when my desk is cluttered. Like, I have to clean my desk and just organise everything before I can actually effectively work. And so if you just kind of like set a timer for 10 minutes, 15 minutes and just do a quick tidy before you start studying, I think it could really put you in like a good mindset and ensure that you're not distracted whilst you're working. Secondly, I'd say that it's really important to plan your day and establish a routine. I think with online learning, the fact that you can put off listening to a lecture to a later date is quite dangerous, and I've found that without having a routine, I often will just postpone stuff and say that I'll do it later and then end up doing it last minute. So I'd say definitely kind of set a time to wake up, get ready, eat, and then set a time to start studying as well. How long you're going to study for, how often you'll take breaks. As when we're living in such an unstructured time, establishing a routine can really provide that kind of needed structure to your life and put your brain in the mindset for work, as it's kind of sending a signal that this is the time to work. Within the routine, I'd also suggest figuring out the best time to study for you, whether that's morning or the night. So personally, I prefer studying in the morning because I just, in the night, I don't feel as motivated. I just kind of want to relax. But if you prefer studying in the night, take advantage of the fact that you prefer studying in the night now that you can create your own routine and utilise the time in the best way you can. Studying when you're most alert is really, really beneficial. I found that it makes me more productive and I'm able to process and retain information a lot better. Next, I'd say it's really important to stay engaged in your lectures and your tutorials. And so the way that I'd recommend doing it is to try active studying. Active studying is literally as simple as asking questions before, during, and after your study time. And not only does this help the kind of direction of your study session, it also helps keep you on track and reflect on how to improve for whenever you're next studying. So before your session or your lecture, ask yourself, what am I about to learn? And what do I already know about this subject? Whilst you're studying or whilst you're listening to a lecture, you can ask yourself, how does this information fit into the bigger picture I've already learnt about? And do I understand what I've just heard or what I've just read? Whilst taking notes, you can also think about, is there a way I can paraphrase this or make it easier for future me to understand? And are there any keywords or key ideas I need to write down to help my learning that I already haven't written down? And then after you finish your session or your lecture, you can ask yourself, what can I take away from this session? And what do I need to review or learn for next time? Finally, I'd say it's really important to make sure you're looking after your health and well-being. Studying at home can be great because you can create your own routine, you can work when is best for you, and you can take breaks, you can go and exercise whenever you want. But on the flip side, studying at home for long periods of time can make it easy to fall into bad habits. So I'd recommend you to make sure that you're getting outside maybe at least once a day. It's very easy to kind of lose track of time when you're studying, when you're at home. Before you know it, you've spent the whole day inside just staring at screens. Many studies have highlighted the benefits of exercise and sunlight on body's serotonin levels, and this can help reduce depression and regulate anxiety. And studying for too long, especially on online learning when you're kind of looking at a screen for most of your studying, can actually have really serious consequences like insomnia, eye strain, a loss of concentration, and a poor knowledge retention. So I really cannot stress enough how important it is to take a break and kind of go outside and just get away from being on a screen all day. Even just going for a walk with some music in can give your brain and your eyes a well-needed rest. Another thing to look out for within looking after yourself is make sure you're maintaining a healthy diet. Again, when you're at home, it's really easy to kind of, as soon as you feel hungry, just go for snacks, or I know I can get quite lazy when it comes to cooking and I'll just kind of order. But I think it's really important to try as much as you can and cook healthy, balanced meals. And I think that cooking can be a nice break as well. Again, going back to making sure that you're not on screens all the time. So those are my tips on how to effectively study and revise during online learning. I hope you enjoyed the video.